Welcome to lesson 1 of our course on how snitches control the criminal legal process. In this lesson, we will explore how utilizing cooperating witnesses has become a cornerstone of drug conspiracy prosecutions and how they are rewarded for providing false testimony in exchange for reduced sentences. We will also discuss the impact that this practice has on communities of color and how it has contributed to the current mass incarceration crisis. To understand the impact of cooperating witnesses and the drug conspiracy statute, it's important to first examine the legal framework behind Section 5K1.1. This provision permits a federal judge to sentence a defendant below the guidelines range only if he or she provided substantial assistance to a prosecutor. This is used as a tool to induce defendants into assisting prosecutors by testifying against other defendants before grand juries and at trials in exchange for avoiding mandatory minimum sentences. The use of cooperating witnesses in drug conspiracy cases is particularly prevalent due to the federal drug conspiracy statute 21 U.S.C. Section 846, which was designed to facilitate the roundup of drug conspirators. Unlike any other conspiracy statute, prosecutors do not need to produce actual evidence or prove an overt act. Instead, they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that an agreement with another person violated the law, knowledge of the essential objective of the conspiracy, knowing and voluntary involvement, and interdependence among the alleged conspirators. Because of the absence of the overt act requirement, it is customary for prosecutors to prove these elements solely on the testimony of incentivized witnesses and ghost drug quantities. Since cooperation is crucial in bringing about a downward departure from the sentencing guidelines, there is a strong incentive for witnesses to lie. The impact of these practices on communities of color has been devastating. Mandatory minimum sentences, Section 5K1.1, and Rule 35B, in conjunction with the federal drug conspiracy statute, have resulted in the roundup of an unprecedented number of poor people of color and the decimation of their communities. Prosecution of drug conspiracies makes acquittal almost impossible due to tactics used by prosecutors that sway juries into finding the defendants guilty. In conclusion, the use of cooperating witnesses and the drug conspiracy statute has undermined the criminal legal process, particularly in drug conspiracy cases. Section 5K1.1 has incentivized witnesses to provide false testimony, and this, in turn, has resulted in the roundup of an unprecedented number of poor people of color and the decimation of their communities. In the next lesson, we will explore how Rule 35B of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure has also contributed to this crisis.